Hi guys, welcome to another TISS 2023 podcast. Today we have a Sonal Kumari from Jharkhand, Bokaro, and she cracked TISS. She conducted 3 courses: HRMLR, ODCL, and Analytics from Mumbai campus. So once again, Sonal, congratulations for your shortlisting into TISS.
Thank you so much, sir.
अभी stage 2 बाकी है अपना.
Yes,
Okay.
preparing for that.
Sonal joined us for the live class December batch TISS, and she prepared online and she cracked it. So one by one, we'll be discussing in detail from Sonal. So do watch this podcast very carefully, and if you have any other question which you want me to ask from the aspirant, so please write in the comment box. Okay, Sonal. So very first basic introduction about your academic background, how this idea came into the picture, and how you got to know about the maneuver.
Yes, sir. So, like I said, I have a background in finance, and I was also working in Federal Bank and Yes Bank. I worked for a total 3 years. Now, because I was not totally loving the line of work I was in, I decided to make a switch. I decided to start out as a yoga instructor because I was already practicing from a long time and I did have a background in that. So for 2 years, last 2 years, I've been running my own business, which has been doing good. And because I'm interested in yoga, I'm interested in human development, human behavior, even human psychology. All these things have been a subject of keen interest for me. That is how TISS came into the picture. I decided to go for a course which was primarily centered around that, and that could also use my, the experience that I had in the corporate. I did not want that experience to go into waste. So that's why I decided to prepare for TISS. So when I decided to prepare for TISS, earlier, like I was just watching a lot of videos on YouTube related to that. And that's how I got to know about Manoeuvre. I saw a lot of success stories, and that's when I decided to join the course and go for it.
Okay, great. And finally, you are here now. Now, upcoming year aspirant will be watching your podcast now.
I hope so.
So,
I hope so.
So how many podcasts you had watched? I mean, when you were preparing for the exams?
Sir, I think I had like daily I was watching one. So I think आपके podcast तो मैंने सारे ही देख लिए होंगे. Like I had a rule कि daily मैं एक video देखूंगी which would be based on subject matter, like QA or GK or something like that. और फिर मैं एक video देखूंगी which would be based on strategy. So yes,
Okay.
I think countless videos, like every day at least 2 I was watching.
Okay, great. So you have cracked TISS and you have conducted 3 courses. So you had expected this कि मेरा shortly selection हो जाएगा and shortly I will be cracking TISS. This intuition was there.
If I'm being honest, yes, I did have an inner feeling. I would say कि I did have that feeling that, I don't think I'll completely miss the mark. That thing I had, like, I was thinking like, yes, I think I can hit the mark. But at the same time, I was totally aware that TISS asks easy questions, but it's still very tricky strategy wise, because in other exams, even if you solve like 50% of the questions, you can get through. But in TISS, like if there are 30 questions, you have to go up to at least 20 to 23 questions. GK mein you have to do at least 30 questions. So I was aware that although the questions are easy, I need to be very accurate in this exam. So even though I had that inner confidence that yes, I can do this, I was very careful not to let that turn into arrogance and stop practicing. I was practicing daily and reducing my time as much as possible because the paper is tricky. It's tricky.
Paper was tricky. This year, 2023 was tricky, no doubt about it.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, you were pretty much aware of you will be surely cracking TISS. So was there any pre-preparation? I mean, before December?
Before December?
A bit anything like English, GK, anything as such? Or was there any background?
Yes. Before December, see, I did give CAT this year. I gave ZAT. and I did get shortlisted in that also. CAT I did not get shortlisted very
Okay.
well, but I did get through get shortlisted for XLRI. And yes, so that preparation, like I think from last year May, I was like solving a lot of maths, English, DILR, all that was happening. Okay, but yes, uh, specifically targeting TISS, I started in December. So before that, I was definitely practicing maths and English, but
Okay.
I started targeting this TISS from December.
So the reason behind I asked this question, I mean, ideally when people start TISS preparation, they have a fear from the maths. GK is the all-time tough, no doubt, but maths is the like toughest section for many of the aspirants. Since you had prepared for the CAT examination, since that is why you were pretty much confident about the TISS. Okay.
No. Let me make one thing very clear. I have always been poor at maths.
Oh.
CAT में भी मुझे maths ही लेकर डूबा, और XLRI में मैं शॉर्टलिस्ट हुई, बट वो जो थोड़ा नहीं होता है कि और ऊपर आ जाता परसेंटाइल, मैथ्स ही लेकर डूबा. मैं किस्मत में शॉर्टलिस्ट हो गई, बट मैथ्स मेरा वीक था. ठीक है, और मैं आपको शायद हंसी आएगी सुनकर, बट मैं तो योगा करती हूँ, बट करती ही हूँ, तो मैंने स्पेसिफिकली मैथ्स के लिए एक मेडिटेशन कर रही थी मैम. इट्स वेरी फनी, आई नो, बट मुझे भी
बताओ हम भी, मैं शेयर करूंगा, उस पे स्ट्रैटेजी बनेगी. तो टेल मी व्हाट इज दैट.
It worked sir, everybody will laugh, but it worked.
बताओ.
So I'm just saying that you know what happened is मुझे बहुत रेजिस्टेंस था मैथ्स से. जैसे अगर मैं बनाने बैठ जाती हूँ मैथ्स, तो मैं अच्छे से बना पाती हूँ, ठीक है, बट वो जो बचपन से एक बुरा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है ना, 50 out of 100 मिलने वाला, so there's a very deep fear and like something avoidance कि नहीं करना है. तो मेरे साथ ऐसा होता था कि कैट और जैट के प्रिपरेशन में भी मैं बार बार इंग्लिश लेकर बैठ जाती थी, बार बार मैं DILR भी लेकर बैठ जाती थी, और मैथ्स के लिए बहुत रेजिस्टेंस था. तो धीरे धीरे मैंने उस रेजिस्टेंस को कम किया. लाइक आई स्टार्टेड सॉल्विंग पहले इजी की, जस्ट टू मेक my brain believe that I can solve this, and then I started seeing कि when I'm following the tricks, जैसे वो calculation tricks जो होते हैं, short calculation tricks, I started to see that okay, it's not that I will not get it, I will get it, but I have to just sit and do it. That is something that was a powerful realization ki it's, people say na I'm not a maths person, so that had always been my thing. I'm not a maths person, and family also reaffirms, your family, your people, अरे इसको तो नहीं आता है, ये तो calculate नहीं कर पाती है. That is the general dialogue around you. So I think I worked on breaking that dialogue. I told my parents also, you don't say this about me, I don't want to hear this, say that I'm very genius or something like that. So yeah, I changed the language, I changed my thinking around it, I reduced the resistance, and I started practicing. I will say very little. मुझे अभी भी अफसोस है कि मैं अगर जैसे 1 घंटा कर रही थी, अगर मैं 2 घंटा और कर लेती तो शायद और भी ज्यादा अच्छा होता. तो that maths factor was there. इसलिए मैं टिस के लिए भी काफी ज्यादा डरी हुई थी, और मैं डेली बहुत ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर रही थी उस चीज को.
ओके. ये तो वही बात है. आई मीन जब मैं मैथ्स का स्ट्रैटेजी बनाता हूँ, तो आई कीप ऑन सेइंग फर्स्ट दैट कट शॉर्ट दैट रेड ऑफ फ्रॉम द फियर. जो मैथ्स को लेकर फियर है, वो एक बार खत्म हो गया अपना, देन यू विल बी लाइक आराम से मैथ्स होगा, आपका मोरल ऊपर होगा, यू विल गेट बूस्टेड, मैथ्स सॉल्व होगा आपसे. तो आई मीन एग्जैक्टली सेम थिंग व्हिच यू हैव डन, व्हिच इज गुड थिंग. सबको वो करना ही चाहिए, अपने वीकनेस से भागना नहीं चाहिए, तो वो तो और भगाएगा आपको.
डेफिनेटली सर, आई कंप्लीटली अग्री. और वो हर जगह, वो कभी पीछा नहीं छोड़ता है. इवन इफ आपने गलती से क्रैक करके आप वर्कफोर्स में घुस भी जाओगे ना, मैंने ये महसूस किया मेरे वर्क लाइफ में भी, दैट सेम थिंग वाज चेजिंग मी. लाइक अरे दिस गर्ल शी इज नॉट एबल टू कैलकुलेट, दैट वाज ऑलवेज द डायलॉग. मतलब वो मेरा पीछा ही नहीं छोड़ रहा था. सो देन आई डिड डिसाइड टू ओके, आई नीड टू फेस दिस.
व्हाट वाज योर कैट परसेंटाइल?
My CAT percentile was on the lower side, 84 percentile. So
next set is that?
That में I got 92 percentile.
Okay. इनका ऐसे राइटिंग भी है ना एक तो?
हाँ, ऐसे and all.
वो क्लियर था?
हाँ. and TISS के ZAT में I think shortlist होने में भी one thing that helped me a lot is कि उसमें एक GK भी रहता है ना ZAT के पेपर में. तो TISS के लिए दिसंबर से I was reading your Manoeuvre का ही I was doing a lot of GK. So that helped me getting a very good percentile in GK. So that was also good.
So okay, तो GK की थोड़ी सी पढ़ाई पहले से हो गई. ZAT होता है एडली जनवरी मंथ में होता है, राइट?
Yes.
Week of Jan, yes.
हाँ.
Fine. So थोड़ा अभी TISS पे वापस आ जाते हैं.
Yes, sure.
Preparation wise, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Section by section, have you made any kind of a strategy? Morning, afternoon, evening में ऐसे से पढ़ेंगे. कुछ था आपका ऐसा प्लानर, तो वो डिस्कस कर लो so that upcoming year aspirant को helpful हो ये videos.
Sure. Planner मैंने किया क्योंकि usually I'm a bit of a disorganized person when it comes to that. So I knew that if I don't plan well, I'll just spiral out of the whole thing. So what I was doing is because of to practice yoga and I take classes also. I anyways used to get up in the morning. So morning, like after my yoga was done at 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I was just doing GK. Okay. And I was always discussing it with a family member, because when I was studying alone, I used to feel that I'm losing focus. So I was doing a lot of discussion with the family member. Like Manoeuvre kahi, I would open and I would just do the questions. I would read once and then I'll ask them to ask me. So that kind of recall and everything I was doing in the morning. After that, I'd take a break. I'd then do maths, जो मेरा रेजिस्टेंस जोन था, बिकॉज वो करने के बाद फिर मुझे लगता था कि दिन आसान हो गया, अब निकल जाएगा. 1 or 2 hours I would do maths. ठीक है. और ऑनेस्टली मैं बिल्कुल भी सेटिस्फाइड नहीं हूँ अपने मैथ्स प्रेप से. आई थिंक कि मुझे और करना, और घंटे लगाने चाहिए थे, बट फिर भी मैं जितना कर सकती थी उस समय मैंने आई थिंक 2 घंटे ऑलमोस्ट डेली 1-2 घंटे दिए.
Alright.
उसके बाद like I would again get back to doing something related to my business, answering client calls, all that I will do. And after that I really used to love my day क्योंकि English आ जाता था and I used to love English. And मैं Aeon essays पढ़ती थी और मुझे philosophy में काफी interest भी है, तो मैंने rule बनाया था कि मैं एक ही पढ़ूंगी per day, but मैं बहुत 2-3 भी पढ़ लेती थी कभी कभी, क्योंकि मुझे पढ़ना बहुत ही, आई जस्ट लव रीडिंग, मतलब जितना भी पढ़ा लो वैसा. तो आई वुड रीड एसेज, ठीक है, देन आई वुड रीड न्यूज़पेपर, दैट आल्सो आई लव डूइंग. आई लव रीडिंग द एडिटोरियल्स. समटाइम्स इन माय ओन माइंड आई इवन फ्रेम आई फ्रेम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ comeback also, जैसे कोई point of view editorial में है, so I try to think if I had to, if I was in a debate and I had to counter
How
this.
to counter it. Okay.
So I love, it's like a mind game for me, and I really love thinking over those things.
I mean, all this thing, what I can understand, this will help you in stage 2, since you have read a lot, so you have lots of things which you can reconnect and you can reframe and you can speak out, basically.
Yes.
So that is the best part actually.
Yes.
And in fact, that is the best part of reading.
Exactly. So reading, and it really helped me. मतलब कई बार मैंने देखा in vocabulary questions, even if I did not know the exact meaning of the word, because I had read a lot, with the sentence I was able to eliminate the wrong options. At least that was there. ठीक है. So that I would do. Then I would do grammar a little bit. Do grammar. I would see or practice questions a little bit. And then, yes, most important part, every day I would either give one full length mock test. Okay. And even when I did not know anything, मतलब अगर मुझे 50 percentile भी आ रहा है, अगर 45% accuracy भी है, fail भी कर रही हूँ, तो भी I would just go through the process. And or I would give like 2 mini tests, any of those depending on that. And I think that was like a very key part of like my strategy. I think I would recommend students to start giving mocks really early. मतलब उससे एक preparation का भी mindset बनता है. How you'll answer an exam, you get into that practice. And I think overall it's a very, very important and good thing to do. Sometimes I would even say कि पढ़ाई अगर कम भी हो बट अगर मॉक टेस्ट अच्छे से देने की प्रैक्टिस है, आई थिंक इट प्लेज आउट रियली वेल व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग, एक्चुअली सिटिंग एंड गिविंग योर एग्जाम. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So want to understand, since you have talked about the mock, so what is your highest score in the mock?
I don't remember. I think I failed 2-3, and highest I think वही hardly 60% essays, 65% ही आ रहा होगा.
65 marks, right? Out of 100.
हाँ marks, हाँ.
Right.
Like very less. I don't think कि mock में मुझे कभी, maybe once or twice I got very high percentage. Otherwise it was on the lower side. So
60 के आसपास, 50-60.
हाँ.
Okay. And the real exams you have, okay. इस बार कट ऑफ आई थिंक HRM का 60 गया हुआ है.
63.
It is 63. ODCL is 58 and analytics is 60. Okay, fine. And जो मैन्यूअर के बुक्स थे, आपने सारे क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस कर लिए थे?
टू बी ऑनेस्ट नहीं, मैंने सारे तो नहीं कर पाई थी, बट लास्ट में मैंने क्या किया कि जब देखा मैंने कि टाइम खत्म हो रहा है, तो वो जो मिनी टेस्ट थे ना 15 मिनट्स के,
टॉपिक टेस्ट,
जैसे मैथ का भी सारा टेस्ट था, तो वो मैंने बहुत सारे दिए मिनी टेस्ट. तो उससे लाइक लास्ट आई थिंक 10-15 डेज में सारा टॉपिक्स एक बार टच हो गया. दैट वाज देयर.
ओके. यस.
एंड जीके में भी मैंने बुक नहीं पढ़ा, जो स्लाइड में मतलब क्लास में जो डिस्कस था, दैट मच आई रेड एंड आई ट्राइड. और उससे एक्चुअली 2 क्वेश्चंस आई गॉट, आई थिंक 2 or 3 क्वेश्चन मैच्ड विद दैट जीके.
अच्छा, डायरेक्टली आ गए थे?
हाँ, जो लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्टैटिक थिंग.
स्टैटिक वन. ओके.
हाँ, वो मतलब ऐसा हुआ कि मैंने पढ़ा एंड आई जस्ट got that directly. I think एक साहित्य अकेडमी अवार्ड से रिलेटेड था, एक और था like which if I would have not read that I would have regretted. तो मैंने एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले उस चीज को दोबारा रिवाइज किया था, और जब मैंने पेपर में देखा तो एग्जैक्ट वही कुछ 2 या 3 क्वेश्चंस मतलब स्टैटिक साइड से मैच हुए थे.
Okay. So when you appeared for the actual TISS and if you compare with the maneuver mock, what differences you have realized, and I mean, what was your experience overall?
I think my experience was, I think the mocks were really to the point. I would say they were a little bit more difficult, I guess, क्योंकि जो actual test का exam हुआ, I know, I agree that GK was tough and everything. Even I experienced that. But जैसे मैथ्स में था, so मैथ्स में some of the questions were like, it's like very funny also. Like if you melt a solid, तो उसका ये वॉल्यूम है, if you melt it, तो उसका क्या वॉल्यूम होगा. इसमें तो कैलकुलेट भी नहीं करना है, it's just common sense कि सेम ही वॉल्यूम होगा, राइट. तो आई वुड से फिर एक और क्वेश्चन था कि एक इंसान है, उसका बर्थडे इन सम ईयर उसने दिया था 1900 में, शायद इस डे पर है, तो 2000 ईस्वी में इसका बर्थडे कब आएगा. तो आंसर हो था उसका कि इसका बर्थडे नहीं आएगा क्योंकि वो झूठ बोल रहा है, 29 फरवरी नहीं आता है 1900 में. तो ये तो बहुत मतलब कॉमन सेंस वाला वैसा क्वेश्चन है ना.
वो लीप ईयर अगर आपको नहीं पता है कॉन्सेप्ट, तो फिर चांसेस है गलत होने के. लीप ईयर concept.
हाँ, वो गलत होने के चांसेस थे, but still you see very like कोई कैलकुलेशन भी needed नहीं है. You literally don't need the calculation also. You can just see and answer. तो उस हिसाब से मुझे लगा कि I think Manoeuvre's material is very good and it is a little like a step up, 2 steps up at least to what the actual exam is, and I think that's a great thing. That's a very good thing for the students.
But this year the DI was difficult. Rest of the thing I think was manageable. DI was difficult. It was difficult side. 9 questions. So how many questions of DI you had cracked?
Yes, so DI, that is where my strategy completely got screwed up, because DI मैंने पहले ना करके मैंने DI एंड के लिए रखा, और इसके लिए फिर मुझे उसमें तुक्का मारना पड़ा. The time got over. My math speed is not that high. तो तुक्के में जो 1-2 लगा, otherwise like I was not able to.
I think आपने सही किया. You have done right thing, because अगर DI पहले पिक करते तो मोरल डाउन हो जाता, क्योंकि वो टफ था. तो इट्स बेटर कि जो इजी क्विकली कर सकते हैं, आंसर मिल सकते हैं, वो फटाफट हमने कैचअप किया एंड देन उसके बाद हम डीआई पे गए. दैट इज एक्चुअली गुड डिसीजन. लकीली आई मीन यू हैव टेकन राइट स्टेप. अगर आप डीआई पहले पिक करते तो टफ था, वो टाइम लेता ज्यादा और टाइम वेस्ट होता.
Yes, exactly. और मैं तो I told you right, I am like a little bit calculation averse, इसलिए मैं छोड़ती गई उसको DI को. Later like everybody was telling me कि DI पहले कर लेना चाहिए, because you can calculate quickly and do it. But I don't know, if you're saying then maybe it was a good thing.
Okay. So last question, Sonal, what tips or the suggestion you want to give to upcoming year aspirant, those who are targeting for TISS 24, 25, 26?
My top tip would be कि जैसे I would say consistent studies would work more. मतलब, and I think yes, although sometimes we can say कि हाँ paper difficult or something, it is an exam that if a person studies well, they can crack it. Like I would say that, see, for CAT for example, so I think a student can make an argument that sometimes the logic or something is very out of reach, so maybe I cannot do it or someone can't do it. We can make that argument. But for an exam like this, the questions are pretty much straightforward. So any person who really wants to get into it, if they start studying regularly, I think it is a very easy thing to get into. Okay, regular, consistent, targeted studies are required. And I think the right mindset, for me, that is very important. The right mindset plays a role. So staying motivated, jaise ki sometimes, because for an exam like TISS, especially in the MBA world, usually the dialogue around it is that ki easy exam hai, last mein aata hai, to chhod do, neglect kar do. Yes, but अगर आप ऐसे इंसान हो जिसको HR में जाना है, तो आपके लिए तो बहुत ज्यादा important exam है. तो I think yes, that that consistency needs to be maintained. Not that ki CAT dekar you get relaxed completely. You keep studying, you keep preparing for it, and I think if consistently someone studies with the right mindset, it's very easy to get.
Right. Adding to your points, like CAT के बाद last में TISS आता है तो easy वाला exam है. So very first TISS is no more easy exam. I mean CAT, non-CAT, जितने भी MBA के entrance exam जितने भी है, they all are different ball games and every exam is challenging when it is come to the entrance. So उतनी seriousness के साथ ही preparation करेंगे तो ज़्यादा better, because competition is high, number of seats are less. So selection के लिए you need to be on top, and for that practice, preparation, hard work is required.
That is very important.
Fine, Sonal, nice talking to you, and lots of things I have learned from you, and lots of things you have shared. I hope everyone, all the aspirants, those who are watching this podcast, it will be very much helpful for them, and especially maths को कैसे वो डर है जो खत्म करे, वो वाली strategy तो पक्का इस podcast के बाद everyone will start applying, because बहुत लोग का दर्द है maths. So that will be another one.
I would say that, see, in none of the exams, I won't say sitting here that I got 99 percentile or 90 percentile, but yes, in this entire process that I went through in the last year, I think, sit confidently and say that I'm no more scared of maths. I can take it head on. I no more have that mentality that I cannot do calculations or I cannot understand this. So I think that's a huge development that I saw, and I think everybody should try, they should try to get over that fear, like you also said. So
right. So once again, congratulations, and let's prepare for the stage 2 finally.
Yes.
Let's crack stage 2 as well and get into the TISS. Yeah.
Sure.
Chalo, all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.